Hello, bright and shiny beacon of night. Are we in for a special class tonight as the class, YouTube Live? As the expression goes, the cat has my tongue, which is a very strange expression indeed. What I do know about this is that when the cat has my tongue like this, it means that we are in for something extra special. So I'm Michael Sandler. I'm your host on Inspire Nation. I've got behind me on the camera Jessica Lee, also known as Pookie, also known as the Pook Star. She is running everything. We have a new camera set up tonight. We are working on everything, upgrading and up-leveling everything. So I'm very excited to see how things go. With that said, speaking of how things go, so tonight we're going to talk about alchemy. We're going to talk about shifting your energy. We're going to talk about becoming an alchemist. And with that said, yesterday was an interesting day for me. What do I mean by that? I mean, we had this beautiful, 2.5 miles of the hike was beautiful because we were actually next to a creek in the middle of the desert. How does it get any better than this? And we actually saw a little bit of snow, and I wanted to introduce Ruru to the snow, but I thought we'd see more on the trail. But instead, the trail pitched upwards, and by the end of this almost 6.5 miles, we were exhausted. Ruru was kind of pressed up against me in my arms. That was his longest hike. It was about 3 hours, him mainly in my arms. When I say hike, I use that term loosely. Ruru is our service rooster, you could say. We get back to the car. There's a stone wall next to the car. I make the tiniest kiss of my door on my bright and shiny yellow Tesla against the stone wall. And I'm going, all right, Michael, breathe easy. Let's take things slowly. And then I go to back out of this space and I look in my mirrors, I check and I back out and boom, I hit a stone wall that was below my rear view mirror. For some reason, the rear view camera hadn't turned on. Tesla upgraded their software yesterday. The camera didn't turn on. And second to that, the collision guidance system, which goes beep, 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 when you're about to hit something when you back up. It didn't turn on, and I boo-booed the car. Now, a little history. Used to be a professional level cyclist, raced in Europe for years, went to my first national championship at 16 years of age, had breakfast before nationals at the Velodrome which is a bicycle racing track in Pennsylvania, had a beautiful breakfast at the local diner, and 16 years of age, pulled out with my Oldsmobile Delta 88 looking behind me to go off to the race, and crunch, smushed and destroyed my bicycle on a lamp post, a cement thing around a lamp post that was down too low again for my mirror. 34 years later, in a sense, I did the same thing. I had been extra careful about backing up the car ever since I was 16 years of age, and here I was doing it again. All right, let's talk alchemy. Let's talk energy. My wound in the past was what I called the screw-up gene. The fear that I would screw something up, that I would ruin things, that when everything is going right, I would do something to make it all wrong. And so I sat in the car yesterday. After I pulled back into the space, Pookie is looking at me like, oh no, what's going to happen here? And I said, bear with me. I'm definitely shaken up. But I'm an alchemist. I'm someone who loves to play with energy. And I saw this actually as a really cool opportunity, an opportunity to shift my energetic state. And so I could have, the choices were, I could have torn myself apart. What kind of an idiot? What kind of a loser? Who does blah, 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 blah with their car when at a trail? And instead I said, wow, what a cool opportunity is this. And I turned to Jessica and I said, I think we should go celebrate. And she's like, what do you mean celebrate? And I said, we should celebrate that I just got the first real ding or damage to the car, a bright and shiny yellow and gold Tesla. Probably, well, yellow and gold, probably the only one in existence. And she's like, well, if we celebrate something, aren't we going to bring more of it about? Which is what you think about, you bring about, and anchoring things in. And I said, no, I'm not celebrating that I just heard the car. I'm celebrating my choice of my energetic state in this moment, because everything is a node along a timeline. Everything is a bifurcation. It's an opportunity to go one direction or the other. We don't realize this. Everything is an opportunity to steer our life in a positive direction, or we'll say to stay where we are. We are given opportunity, not tests, but we are given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to steer our ship in the most positive, beautiful direction. And so by choosing to celebrate this experience, what I am really celebrating is alchemy, playing with energy. Let's say it costs $500, $1,000, $10,000. It's not going to cost that. But $10,000, whatever dollar amount it costs to repair this. The energetic difference I have brought into play, and that's the term tonight. We are playing with energy. The opportunity I have brought into beingness by playing with energy far, far outweighs anything I have done to my vehicle. We can say, sure, it's just a vehicle, but to myself, I like to see how professional I can be about things. And so I could look at it. I could look at the car and go, Michael, you are being sloppy. You are being careless. Instead, do you know what I see when I see the back of the car? Jessica said, California car. Okay, that's true. What do I really see? I see an opportunity to hug myself. I see an opportunity to love myself. I see an opportunity to give me what I got. I go into automatic writing all the time, and I speak with what are called the guides of awe. And in fact, we've started on Patreon recently doing a daily download with the guides of awe. We're going to be doing that on YouTube here shortly, kind of a YouTube premium service, having a daily download from the guides of awe. And what I got from the guides of awe or automatic writing is to give myself an internal hug or an angelic hug. In other words, Rumi likes to say, a couple thousand years ago, no, maybe 1,000. The wound is where the light shines in. How cool is that? The wound is where the light shines in or shines through. Every time I look at my car, I know that I have just done something tremendously good, something tremendously awesome, because I transmuted energy. And that has such massive ripple effect, you have no idea. Well, I hope by the end of this evening, you will have an idea, because every action you take, everything that you say to yourself, every emotion, everything has a ripple effect. I'm not saying this to scare you. We all go down. We all have challenges. I certainly do. But it's what we make out of those opportunities that can truly transform everything. And so I want to cover two brief things with you, and then we are going to dive into alchemy at a really high level here tonight. Because from the Guides of Awe, I got some teachings from tonight's class, or YouTube Live for that matter, that I never even expected. I'm plugged into these guides all the time. I first started by doing automatic writing first thing in the morning. What do I need to know? Where am I going from here? And having discussions with these guides. And now they're communicating with me 24/7. It's why my coaching is so unique. It's why my classes are so unique. We have a class coming up on Tuesday on alchemy. It's 12 weeks of launching the new you. It is an alchemical class. We are playing with energy. once a week. And we're playing with group energy as well, which is Lynn McTaggart of Power of 8 talks about. When there is group energy, you 10 times an intention, you 100 times an intention. She was embarrassed that she found in her studies, because she was a hardcore journalist, that quote unquote miracles were taking place. People were healing through the power of group intention. That's alchemy at its finest. And we're going to be doing that for 12 weeks straight, every Tuesday night for a very small number of people in our masterclass. There are still a few openings. If you want to find out about that masterclass, which doesn't just launch the new you as in, you're going to step forward, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. No, we're going to be playing with the guides. We're going to be playing with energy. We're going to be playing at a very high level alchemical level. And we are going to have some energetic fun together. And energy is what it's all about. That's what you're going to learn by the end of tonight, that playing with energy changes everything. What you may not realize is everything you do, I was saying it a minute before, every single thing you do is playing with energy. You could not, oh, well, there's a good double negative. You could not play with energy even if you wanted to. I'm going to explain that in a little bit as well. So first off, our masterclass, come join us. It's this time, so actually technically it's 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, next Tuesday and 12 Tuesdays in a row, where we are going to alchemically change you, alchemically upgrade you, alchemically put you out there into the world at a higher level and truly launch the new you. There's a reason our logo is a phoenix, because we are coming from the ashes from an alchemical perspective. Think of yourself as a wizard, charging you up with energy and helping you fly free into the world. With that said, our automatic writing book, where you can tap into the guides of awe, your inner intuition, your inner wisdom, angels, guides, light workers, God, source, universe. I don't throw these words around lightly. Even loved ones who have crossed over to the other side. When you learn how to do automatic writing, you tap into all of these. Napoleon Hill of Think of Grow Rich talked about this nearly 100 years ago, when he said he had a collective boardroom and he would write to his boardroom. You can learn how to do this too. You can do it through the automatic writing experience. We've got our book coming out. You can get it on Amazon right now. It sold out a few weeks ago. It's back for sale right now. Not sure if it will sell out again before its first release. So you can find the automatic writing experience on Amazon. And you can also get our entire program, the automatic writing experience, at automaticwriting.com. And you can tap into the guides of awe as well. So with that said, everything tonight is coming out of the guides of awe, but let us talk about all of this. And first, I want to talk about the law of attraction. What you think about, you bring about. But the law of attraction is not just a manifestation process. It's not just what you do out here externally. It's what you do in here. And the energy that you build up inside of you. If you picture yourself as having a sun at your heart, this is like Alchemy 101. If you picture yourself having a sun at your heart, and that that sun radiating brighter and brighter and brighter until you are exuding light out of each and every pore. That is law of attraction in action. That is an energetic state change inside of you that creates, basically it's an internal state change that creates an external state change. You change the topography in here and you change the geography out here. What in the world do I mean by that, internal and external? It means if you're doing all the law of attraction work and you picture a car out here, you picture a new job out here, you even picture what it feels like to have the job, but you haven't worked on your internal energetic state, you have a challenge, my friend. What do you mean by that? Well, let's take, for instance, you want a better job. All right. You've done the law of attraction work. You want a better job. You feel yourself having a better job. You see yourself having a better job. You act even as if. So this would be like a Joe Vitale where he talks about Nevilleizing something. You act even as if you already have that better job. Woohoo, that's great. That's really, really good. However, if you speak negatively to yourself or to yourself or about yourself. So you picture yourself having a job, you're thankful you have a job, you're so proud of yourself for having a job, you feel you already have the job, you're seeing yourself going into work, and you do that for a few minutes each day. That's great, that's awesome. Or in Napoleon Hill, you write down about the job and you read it a few times a day. Less powerful to me, but still awesome. But now you put that index card away, or you stop your visualization process and you trip your foot and you go, I'm so stupid. What kind of an idiot am I? Or you back up the car and you have a boo-boo. And you go and you pick on yourself. Well, my friend, you have just deflated the balloon. Yeah, but I'm doing all the law of attraction work, Michael. No, it's changing your internal topography that changes your external geography. What does that mean? The map on the inside matters for everything. The map is energetically created. What the universe brings you on the outside, the geography, is determined by the topography of the map on the inside. And when your map on the inside goes sour or goes negative, it deflates everything around you. Let me repeat that one more time. I'm going to do this real slowly. Your external environment, your geography, is determined by your internal map or your topography. If you build the most beautiful mountain on the inside, on your topographic map, you can't help but create the most beautiful mountain on the outside. However, if you blow up the mountain and it caves in and becomes a valley or a crater, then no matter how much external work you do, it's going to be really difficult to create. They don't tell you this in most of the talk about law of attraction, that it's a 24/7 process. It's not a 5 or 10 minute a day process. It's about the state you bring to the game. Put another way. Yes, 24/7 process. Don't be intimidated by this. It doesn't mean you have to be Gandhi, you have to be an angel. It just means you keep bringing it back and bringing it back and bringing it back and trying to manifest, as in the law of attraction, in The Secret, trying to manifest just that little BMX bike can change your very way of being. Because the more you work on the internal state, the more you affect and effect every single thing around you. As Dane here says, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? In other words, the creative process is not, how do I put this? It's not just in the creative process that you're in the creative process. It's not just in the creative process that you're in the creative process. You are creating every moment of the day. It's not just in the creative process that you're in the creative process. You create when you go to sleep. It's why, unbeknownst to me, many people listen to our shows when they go to sleep to reprogram their mind. Because 24/7, you're in the creative process. It's why I do all this hypnagogic work in the state of awe, in the automatic writing experience. I'm doing all this work on the other side of the veil, both before I go to sleep and before I wake, and putting things out there to the angels. You can call it inner wisdom, call it whatever you're comfortable with, but you can even call it your subconscious. I'm putting things out there so that my mind goes working on them when I sleep. If you're doing all the law of attraction work that you want, and you're focused on the latest politics, which is admittedly challenging not to be focused on until you get this game dialed at least. If you focus on that before you go to sleep, that's kind of what you're creating. If you focus on the new job, the new partner, the new car, the new home, so many people are struggling with home right now, and I send all my love, or income at this time, or health at this time. If that's what you're focused on, not on the state of lack, but on that state of beingness, if you have shifted your energetic state, heck, if you're focusing on none of those things, but you looked at puppies and roses before you go to sleep. Or earlier today, I was Googling love, and I came across this article about two 17-year-old boys in the UK who are bringing amphibians back who were extinct in the UK for over 1,000 years, since medieval time. You focus on that, and you're in the zone. It's not just in the creative process that you're in the creative process. So let's switch alchemical gears from here. Dr. DeMartini, John DeMartini, everybody I'm mentioning tonight, well, minus Napoleon Hill, although we've had publishers of his on the show, and minus Rumi. We've had publishers of Rumi's on the show as well, has been on the show. But Dr. John DeMartini, he was recently on the show talking about magnets. And he was talking about no matter how many times you cut up a magnet, you will always have a positive and negative pole. You can never have just a positive. Now, when I went with the guides of awe and we talked about alchemy, they said there's a second meaning to magnets and two poles. There is the pole of the positive and negative polarity, but there is also the pole of the internal and the external. So if you picture yourself as a horseshoe magnet, you picture the inside of you as being one of those two prongs of the horseshoe, and coming out in front of you is the other prong of the magnet. So now we're going to talk about how you become an attractor-magnet. If all you're doing in your law of attraction work is you're working on this external magnet out here, I've done all the work, I've put things out there, I've done prayers, I've pictured, I've envisioned everything out there, even though you're doing work on the inside, but what we're really doing is trying to create something on the outside. You only have one pole of a magnet. That does not work. Every magnet, no matter how large or small, as Dr. DeMartini talks about, always has two equal poles. That's how you get a field. That's how there's a field around planet Earth. That's why your compass, which you've been taught for Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, or whenever, your compass points towards magnetic north because of the fields. And it has to have equal opposing polarities. All right. So you've been focusing on the energy out here and it's not working. Why? Because nature loves balance. Nature eschews imbalance. What does that mean? Well, it's sort of like having a magnet just out here is like having a seesaw that just clunk. It's not able to pivot. It's not able to be a pump. It's not able to do anything. In fact, if you just had positive or negative electrons going through a power line, you have no power because we have alternating current, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Okay, we're going to avoid DC for the moment. But what you have going on right here is an electron pump. You want to be an electron pump. You want to work on your internal polarity. Because the stronger you get your internal polarity, the stronger becomes your external. So you can't simply do the work out there. You do the work in here. So to become the best, strongest alchemical magnet you can, because the more that you crank up the magnet in here, the more that you attract from the outside. We have all met people who have all this goodness coming to them. We have all met people who are the life of the party. We have all met people, and this isn't saying that introvert is or extrovert is better than introvert or anything like that, but we have met people that light up the room just by their presence. The Pook Star is one of them. She's an introvert. At least that's her definition. But she lights up the room by her presence for what she does on the inside. So I want to talk with you, last couple concepts of the evening. I want to talk with you about how we can crank up that internal polarity. And we're going to go right back to my boo-boo Tesla. I love you, Tessie. Right now, Ruru the rooster is taking a nap inside. He actually loves his naps in the Tesla because he doesn't have to stand on guard watching us, and because there's climate control. So he's in a nice, quiet, climate-controlled environment where he can power down, because a rooster by design is designed to protect. And the only way he will allow himself to dial down his protection mechanism is basically when he's in a sensory deprivation tank, also known as a soft dog kennel inside of a nice pleather, that was pleather, Tesla. So perception, Tesla, changing the inner magnet. When I hit the wall, which was really a beautiful breakthrough moment because I chose to celebrate it. When I hit the wall, I had three choices. Well, truth is, I had more than three choices, but I had at least three great choices available to me. I'll put great in quotes. One, I could have kicked myself. I could have kicked myself so much. You this, you that. Why did you? That used to be my MO. So while I say it lightly, it's not actually a very light or funny thing. That really used to be my MO. Thankfully, it is not anymore. It's like a huge burden taken off of me. But my MO would have been to kick myself until somehow that had fixed the car. I want you to tell me, how much kicking would it have taken? How much insulting or assaulting myself internally would it have taken for the boo-boo on the car to go away? Because I don't know of any amount that would have fixed it. Though in Western society, we're certainly told to do that. Punish yourself, because if not, somebody else is going to punish you for you. So I could have kicked myself, or I could have gone numb. And that's where we are when we talk about Wallace J. Nichols. He wrote the most amazing book, Blue Mind. He talks about red mind, being on fire, anger. He talks about blue mind, being calm and relaxed. He talks about gray mind, being numbed out to the world. Some of us are in red mind. Very few of us are in blue mind. Most of us are grayed out at the moment. What does that mean? It means we go, oh, the car. And we go into this mopey, sad, down state, this defeated state. I used to watch Married with Children a long, long time ago. Life wasn't going so well for me at that point. And I liked to see the poor schlub suffer because it made me feel better about myself. Al Bundy and Married with Children. That was the ultimate gray mind, resigned to the world. I could have gone numb, gray mind. Now, red mind, that kicking myself, that's not going to attract goodness. Gray mind, going numb, that's not going to attract goodness. Third, I could have celebrated. Woohoo! Not woohoo, I damaged the car, but woohoo! What an amazing, incredible, over-the-top opportunity. Truly, over the top. How does it get any better than this? Dane here again. How does it get any better than this? I've been gifted such an opportunity to play at alchemical level. I've been gifted such an opportunity. Real is not real. Things are not things. Thoughts become things. Thoughts become things. If I had a negative $10,000 thought yesterday, is that going to help me in life? No. If I have a positive $10,000, $100,000, $1 million thought yesterday, woohoo, I get to celebrate this. Is that going to more than pay for the damage of the car? Abso-flipping-lutely. Tenfold, 100-fold. For energy is everything. You are a wizard. You are a creator. You are an alchemist. Your energy is your tool of choice. It is everything. As Dr. Wayne Dyer used to say, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Say it again. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So if instead of looking at that as, wow, that's terrible, wow, that sucks, wow, I'm a bad person, you're probably not going to attract much goodness. If you say, Oh, yeah. Let me take a minute to process that. That wasn't much fun. But wow. Whoa. Wow, something great can come out of this. Wow, there's a positive opportunity. Wow, I'm going to do a lot of good for the body shop business in town. Wow, 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 wow. If you assign different meaning to things, whoo, now you're an alchemist. Now you've got it going on. Because you, my friend, have just changed perspective. Now, I was told by the guides of awe to look up the meaning of the word perspective. Now, one of my all-time favorite words. The origin of the word perspective is the science of optics. In other words, the study of light. What's light? Energy. Perspective is the study of energy, and it's energy that is transformed through alchemy into matter. So when you change your perspective, you literally change matter. If you change the way you look at things, optics, energy, perspective, the things you look at change. So anything going on, being sick, losing your job. I'm not going to go all into it tonight. I've had the eviction notice on my door. I spent a summer literally eating vegetarian dog food, for that matter. I spent 2 years in a home where the only heat that I had, and I had no hot water, the only heat I had was to open up the stovetop and run an oscillating fan to blow heat out of the oven into the house to keep the pipes from breaking. I get it. But if you change the way you perceive the world around you and perceive these situations, no matter how dire they appear, either today or tomorrow, my friend, they will change. I guarantee you, because you're changing your internal topography, and that inherently will change your external geography. Everything changes because you become a magnet. We've all heard Einstein's quote. The greatest decision we ever, I'm paraphrasing here, the greatest decision we ever get to make, the greatest decision we ever get to make, my friend, is whether we view this world as a friendly world or a hostile world. The greatest decision we ever get to make is whether we see this world as a friendly world or a hostile world. Why? Because either way, you are right. Let's say that you meet up with a bully. And in my early school days, I met up with quite a few bullies. You won't even go there. I send them love. You meet up with a bully. Maybe it's a bully in the office, a bully at the workplace. If in the inside you are choosing to view the world as a hostile place and you see a bully, you will say something, you will do something, you will smell like fear. Something will happen, my friend, and he will become a bully. And that's internal topography, changing external geography. By your perception, you fed the bully. You put a quarter in the bully jukebox. That's what we don't get when we watch the news, the negative, worthless stimulation. Is our perspective is literally feeding the events that go on around us. Enough said on that. We go back to the bully. If instead you see the world as a friendly place and you realize that bully has been bullied, has been tormented, has been hurt, has been wounded while he or she was growing up, and they're really wearing their wounds on their sleeves, and you believe the world is a friendly place, then you will treat that bully with such kindness, such compassion, such love, if nothing else, then by treating them with respect rather than coming to them out of a place of fear or tail between your legs, which never works with the bully. Bully smells fear, bully attacks. But you come to them as an equal, somebody who could even help them, somebody who gets them. Oh my God, does that change everything? You have changed your perspective. You have changed your internal energy, which is changing the external environment. Now that is law of attraction in action. And so that's a challenge. My challenge to you, my friend. My challenge is for you to work on your perspective 24/7. That's law of attraction in action. You can do all the Napoleon Hill, all the amazing Rhonda Byrne stuff, all of the everything, everywhere, everyone, Bob Proctor, Neville Goddard, Joe Vitale, on and on, Mitch Horowitz, on and on and on and on and on it goes. Pam Groud, all of these amazing people, you can do their work. But if you go from doing their work to then kicking yourself, or viewing the world as a hostile place except for when you're doing the work, then you're not doing the work. For the last thing I'll say, and then we're going to open it up to questions, is the work is not the work. The work is not the work. The work is your beingness 24/7. That's the work. When you rock it as an internal superstar, I'm not here talking about tamping things down. I'm not talking about stuffing down negative emotions. I'm talking about going from a victim in life to becoming an attractor-magnet by changing your perspective. And everything around you will change. Be the magnet, be the magnet, be the magnet by simply beginning to change your perspective. So with that said, I want to open it up to a few questions. Then we are going to do a very short perspective changing group meditation at the ending. And so Jessica is going to put down questions here for me. I'm excited to see what she has to share. And we will go either until A, the questions end, or B, she's given me enough zingers. So while she's typing the first question, again, we have our alchemy class coming up 12 weeks in a row. Super high level masterclass beginning this Tuesday. We're calling it Launching the New You. It's really about changing your energy to attract the most amazing goodness into your life. You can find out more about that. Jessica is putting the link down, and then you can get our book, Automatic Writing Experience, on Amazon before it runs out again. It's on pre-order status at the moment. It already ran out once. I don't know if they're doing a second print run or how that's going. You can find that on Amazon. It's AWE, the Automatic Writing Experience. First question. What was the first thought I had after I realized I hit the rock wall? Actually, my first thought was, what did I hit? Because I'm looking in the mirror and I'm not seeing anything. And I think to myself, did I blank out? Did I lose my attention? What's going on? I had been focused on a text that came in about a birthday gift for my dad's 80th birthday coming up. How does it get any better than this? Congratulations, Dad. Was I thinking about that? And so I'm going through my head looking for reasons to pick on myself after I figured out that it was a rock wall. What was my determination? Maybe I was present, maybe I wasn't. I can't fully say. I know that I was looking through the rearview mirror. I know that I was looking through my left side view mirror. On closer inspection, the right side view mirror would have shown the rock wall and the rear camera was not on. So I was immediately looking for, did I do something that created this situation? After After, I determined it was a rock wall. My next thought after that is switch your energy, switch your energy, switch your energy. So there's still some work to be done. But I basically heard the equivalent of a booming voice without a voice saying, what's your decision? Where are you going to play this game? Another thought that came up, they were all coming up jumbled together, is Pookie's going to be worried here. Pookie's going to be very worried. That's Jessica, my wife. Her real name is not Pookie, although I call her Pookie or upgraded Pook Star. She's going to be real worried. Am I going to go down? Because this is like my favorite possession. And possession is just a possession, but my favorite possession nonetheless, none the least. Am I going to beat on myself, which was historically my old school MO? So I was beaten up by so many people, I decided I would take it on myself. And so I was very quickly making a conscious decision. I'm not going down that road. I'm using this as a learning experience. I'm using this as a teaching experience. I'm choosing to see in this moment that it's a positive experience. So first, there's another car coming. And I told Jessica at first, you probably should drive. But first I had to pull back in. She's like, why don't you pull out? I'm like, I want to get grounded now. In other words, I don't want to move too fast. And then it took me about a minute. And I said, why don't we go celebrate? At which point the term was somewhere between flabbergasted and flummoxed. In other words, what? And she's going, won't that bring more of it about? I'm like, no, that won't. Now, when we got to the restaurant, and at this point, my blood sugar's down. There was a long wait. I had to leave and wait for some people who had already placed their order. And I'm certainly thinking about the old school wiring inside of me. The old myelinated superhighway would say, let's party now. And by party, it meant let's kick ourselves. And I'm like, no, conscious choice each step of the way. We are going to have fun with this. We are going to have fun with this. And that's where the concept, it took me till yesterday morning, Guides of Awe. We're talking, I guess it had to be this morning. The accident happened last night. Guides of Awe were talking to me about the internal hug or the angel hug. I remember both in the car, in the, back in the parking space, I remember giving myself a loving hug. And I sat there for a minute. I never told Jessica about this. I sat there for a minute, hugging myself internally. And I said, it's okay, Michael. It's all right, Michael. And I could hear the angels speaking through me. And I'm gifted to be able to channel the angels, but that's just coming out of the Guides of Awe. It's coming out of that automatic writing practice. It's okay, Michael. You are loved. You are loved. You did nothing wrong, dear one. You did nothing wrong. It's all okay. It's all okay. It's all okay. And I felt goosebumps. I call them feather bumps. I think Kyle Gray, I believe he may also call them feather bumps or angel bumps. That's what he calls them, angel bumps. And I was feeling the feathers going along my skin. And I felt these chills over myself. It's all okay. I got to the restaurant. The nervous system would love to have chosen a different way. And I'm like, it's okay, Michael. It's okay, Michael. It's okay, Michael. That's the daily download for, we have now the daily downloads on Patreon. They'll be on YouTube here in just a few weeks, every single day, words of wisdom from the Guides of Awe. And what they were saying is the greatest thing in the world that you can do for yourself, Michael, when you have this experience, the greatest gift of alchemy, of switching the energy. It's why that scratch, I'm not going to fix the scratch on the car. I'm not going to fix it. Oh my God, in the past, would that have driven me neurotic? I want to get the bumper replaced. I want to get the yellow wrap replaced. I want to take care of everything. I want this thing perfect. No. I want to see that imperfection in quotes because there's nothing imperfect. God is. If you know nothing else, God is. Paul Selig's guides have been teaching this recently, and he's got his show Tuesday night. In fact, Jessica might be able to post the link to Paul Selig for the most amazing show Tuesday night, where we talk about, is this the end of the world? And I literally ask his guides that. Paul, is this the end of the world? I won't give you the answer to that, but what catch that Tuesday night. But what Paul's guides were saying, and they're the same guides that I get in awe, is, although his are a lot greater Shakespearean prose, and they're really, wow. The stuff that Paul gets is wow, wow, wow. I can't recommend Paul Selig's books enough, my all-time favorite spiritual books. But his guides have been saying, God is, God is, God is. What does that mean? It means you have a beautiful hike. God is. It means you pull out, you don't bump into a wall, you go home. God is. It means you pull out and bang into a wall. God is. There is nowhere that God is not. Nowhere. We are all spirit. We are all energy. Everything, therefore, is perspective. Everything is energy. Everything is love, too. And so the fact that I hit the wall doesn't make it any less divine. The fact that we hit any walls in life doesn't make it any less divine. But when I recognize, when I see the scrapes on the car and I go, I love you, Michael. I love you, dear one. It's what my little formerly wounded, well, I guess the inner child was wounded inner child needed to hear growing up and never heard. And certainly never heard when I got beaten up, never heard, or he got beaten up, never heard when he got stuffed into a locker or pounded by a dozen kids in front of the carpool car. He never heard, it's okay. You're all right, dear one. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. And so I look at that, at the bumper on the car, and I can choose to go to an angel hug or that inner hug. That is perhaps the most powerful alchemical process in the world. So let's take a few more questions here. From the Happy Doll. What if I recognize my negative thoughts and try to shift them, but it seems to be much deeper in my soul's past ancient wounds and is still showing up on my reality? So Happy Doll, the word try is hitting me here when I think about this. I don't want you to try to change your emotional state. Trying to change something is like trying to be the ancient Sisyphus, who in, I believe, is Greek mythology, is trying to push a stone uphill only to have it continuously roll back down on top of him. That was trying. I want you to bypass the try process, Happy Doll. Go straight to the angels and say, please help me here. Please help me to change my energetic state. Or plant yourself in another time and place. Einstein said it himself. Time is not real. E equals MC squared. Put yourself at another time when things were going well. Look at the world through your eyes of that time. If you don't have a time when things were going well, go to someone else's life you can think of who you believe things are going incredibly well and look at the world through their eyes. So we bypass the subconscious mind by connecting to another state, time, or person. This is not disassociation. This is plugging into a different resonant frequency, plugging into a different state, an energetic state. I've talked so much recently about coupling, connecting to a different energetic state. All right. We've interviewed numerous times Dr. Andrew Newberg, amazing neuroscientist, brain scientist. He has studied people who've done automatic writing, and what he's found in brain scans is that their brain wave state completely changes. when they're doing automatic writing. He's also found in people who've had enlightenment or awakening experiences that their brain pattern completely changes. He's also found that when people have tremendous success, they have a completely different brainwave. When people are having tremendous failure, they have a completely different brainwave. And guess what, my friend? When you look at the world through someone else's eyes, or when you look at the world through your own eyes, and I mean from the inside out, from a different time period, on a brainwave scan, you are quite literally a different person. A completely different person. You aren't acting like a Tony Robbins. You are a Tony Robbins. You aren't acting like a Julia Roberts. You are a Julia Roberts. You quite literally link up with their brainwave state. And what's important about that? Well, the topic for the day is ding, 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 alchemy. You are now in that energetic state. You haven't tried to shift anything. You have completely and totally bypassed that and are in a different energetic state. Now, I would look at clearing wounds. There's a technique I've been gifted that I'm going to be practicing this week. Well, I had a chance this past week, but I will be practicing this week, or I'll be telling you about in upcoming weeks. There are also amazing practices such as Emotion Code, Dr. Bradley Nelson, EFT, Dr. Dawson Church, and the Nick and Jessica Ortner, among others, emotional freedom technique. There are so many great techniques out there to help you to rewire past wounds and past traumas, both from this lifetime and prior. But don't say, well, I was wounded, blah, 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 therefore, blah, blah, blah. And this is not me being cold and callous. But when you say that, you're putting yourself in a state of victimhood. Well, because of this, I had the shit kicked out of me as a kid. I had the shit kicked out of me more emotionally than anything by my parents. And I had the snot kicked out of me, excuse me, these are technical terms, by every half bully and bully under the sun. Even visiting high school, I couldn't believe it. After I was a freshman in college, I went back to say hi to my favorite teacher in the world, Mrs. Johnson, Danvers High School. And I'm back there almost at Christmas break. And I met up a junior, who is now a senior, one of the football players, who before I knew it said, hey, Sandler, I didn't even recognize this kid, had punched me in so hard in the gut, knocked the wind out of me, I almost threw up. So I have gotten the snot kicked out of me. Something tells me to help guide me on my path. But I wouldn't choose victimhood. I can say, well, I've got a titanium bone rod here, and I've got a titanium there, and I'm not supposed to this, and I'm not. Bogus. It's all story. I'm not a victim. You're not a victim. We don't play a victim anymore. We are Wonder Woman. We are Superman. Or whatever superhero you're attracted to. But we completely let go of the story of our past wounds. Can we still heal them? Yes. Can we still work with them? Yes. Heck, if it's soul wounds, as you're saying, go see a past life regression therapist. Somebody like trained by Dolores Cannon. Oh my God, that can be incredibly helpful. But we can also bypass that state by coupling to another state. That's what NeuroLinguistic Programming is, for one example. All right, beautiful, beautiful question, the happy doll. Anna K. Deer. Michael, how to change the perspective on yourself to be less critical on the way to believing in your power. So first, Anna, I would watch this again and see where you can make these changes. Secondly, Anna, I would get with a coach. I would get in a mastermind, a masterclass, and I would begin practicing this with others. This is something you can certainly do on yourself, Anna, but I definitely recommend doing with others, or at least, not at least, coaches are amazing, but with a coach, because they can call you. One of the first things I tell somebody when I'm going to coach them is I say, I become a worm in your mind I help you to recognize your negative thoughts and unplug them and plug new thoughts back in. It is helpful to have somebody outside of yourself to help you to recognize these things. If you don't have that, grab a basic index card, and every time you start picking on yourself, write it down so that you start to catch these things. Because becoming awake and aware is the first step. Then we go to an angel hug or an inner hug. Or when it comes to being awake and aware, let's say that you call yourself stupid or an idiot. And you write down, I call myself stupid. And then you write down next to it, because I call that the dwelling. You're dwelling on, I am so stupid, I'm so stupid. And you write down the antidote. What's the antidote to I'm stupid? I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm so stupid, 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 I'm a good person. Read that over about 1,000,000 times. Stupid, good person, stupid, good person, stupid, good person, stupid, good person. And then you go, some point later in the day, I'm so stupid. And either then, or maybe it's half an hour later, you go, wait a second, I'm a good person. Awesome, great start. Now the next day you go, I'm so stupid. 20 minutes later, you go, oh, I'm a good person. Then 10 minutes, then 10 seconds, then almost instantly, I'm a good person. You have actually linked I'm a good person to I'm so stupid. And now you're shifting everything. That is stepping into your power, because when you change the internal topography, the internal languaging, certainly, the internal energy, that's the magnet. You change everything outside of yourself. You don't have to believe in this magical power out there. The magical power's in here. The more you play with it, stronger it gets. You don't have to believe that lifting weights is going to make you stronger. You do 3 sets of 10 one day, a couple days later, you can do 3 more sets of 10, a couple days later, wait, that's too light, I'll move the pin down. You didn't have to believe you were getting stronger. You did the internal work, you got stronger. You do this internal work, you will believe in your power more as well, because you will feel it, you will exude it, and you will be changing your environment, your geography all around you. Brilliant, brilliant question, Anna. Love you so much. Lucinda, if I'm trying to help bring about change in the life of another, does it all work the same way? Lucinda, it really depends on what that change is you're trying to bring about in the other. Just the part trying to bring about change in another can be a little bit of a red flag. What you can do is you can be the example, and you can change the energy inside of yourself. And certainly, you can buy them a copy of the Automatic Writing book, or get them the Automatic Writing Experience, or accidentally leave this YouTube video open, or watch it with them. But really, it's about changing your internal state. When you change your internal state, they're going to go, what you doing? What you got going on? I want some of that. Or they may push back the other direction, in which case, expression goes, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. But you just keep working on yourself and working on yourself, and do not push them. Just be the best example for them you can be. Q, what is your take on the rebound effect of the universe? An example, we give out unconditional love, and the universe returns more unconditional love into our lives. And this goes right back to Lucinda. The more love we give out, I call love the world's greatest renewable resource. There is an unlimited amount of love in the universe. I jokingly say, give love till it hurts, and then it won't hurt anymore. Strange, because giving love doesn't necessarily hurt. I hope not. But there is no such thing as giving too much love away. That's why I do these. That's why we do almost everything that we do. It's coming from service. It's coming from a place of love. The more that you can be the light, the more that you can bring your love to the world, the more that you can go to a cashier or somebody on the streets or anybody anywhere and treat them with love and give them love, the more it transforms the world. Of course, going back to what we're talking about tonight, the more love that you can give to yourself, the more it boomerangs back around. In fact, it has a reverb effect, like having two microphones too close to each other. And you get this amazing feedback loop of love. And the sound goes up and up and up and up. It's ascending. So I would certainly challenge you, give as much love away that you can. Okay, here's the old school paradigm. The old school paradigm is, if I give all my love away, I'm going to be completely depleted and I'm a goner. I need to leave some love in the tank. No. Certainly, there are other things you want to leave in the tank, but love is not one of them. The old school paradigm is, if I give all of it away, people will drive a truck all over me. It's a Darwinian dog-eat-dog world, and I'm going to be the weakest one out there for giving out the most love, and I'm in trouble. In the new paradigm, which actually is the only paradigm, I guess until we discover a new paradigm, infinitude of universes, we won't even go there. But in the new paradigm, because love is everything, love is everything. The more love I give away, the stronger I get. Period. End of story. Now, going back to Lucinda, though, this does not mean that you allow somebody to hoover away all of your power and energy. I can love up somebody very, very much, and I can choose to exit stage right. I can still love them and choose to exit, because that is loving up myself as well. But it does not mean, and life is paradoxes, it does not mean that you can't send them love, that your heart can't be filled with love, that you can't wish them love, that you can't do acts of kindness and out of love. Just that you love yourself enough that you won't give all of your energy away. I was in an abusive relationship for 6.5 years. There was no amount of love I could do to change that relationship. The most loving thing I could do when I'd finally grown strong enough was get the hell out of there. That was the most loving, kind, and gentle thing I could do, which came probably about 5.5 years later than may have been ideal, maybe. Because again, if God is, then it was perfect, and it was just what I needed to make me who I am today. So you don't need to stay in that relationship, but you can still be sending out love. Debbie Donovan, how do you get out of a state of fear? So Debbie, you can use all of the techniques that we've been describing earlier this evening, even looking through the mind's eye of somebody who's not in fear. You can do clearing work, emotion code, EFT tapping is very powerful for that. I love Paul Selig's clearing statements from the guides that he channels, and he'll be on Tuesday. And his most recent clearing statement that he's been getting is, I know who I am in truth. These are all vibrations. And so you can just repeat this, or you can read any of Paul Selig's books, particularly his latest one, which is called, ta-da, Alchemy. No coincidences, Debbie. I know who I am in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know how I serve in truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am in the upper room. God is. God is. God is. I'll repeat that. When you say that, you don't have to understand the words. There is an attunement. There is a vibrational alignment. There is a frequency that you are getting into accord or harmony or consonance with. That changes everything. I know who I am in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am in the upper room. God is, God is, God is. Average Jane, is it possible that although you do everything right, no matter how hard you try, it will never work because there's some outer force that is doing a perpetual carrot yank on you? Average Jane. I'm sorry. Stop it. Stop it, Average Jane. You're awesome. You are perfect just as you are. There is no carrot yank. Saying there is a carrot yank leaves you in a state of victimhood. It takes all of your power away. If you get pissed off with me saying this, well, at least we're taking back your power. Don't give it away. First off, everything you do is right. God is, God is, God is. We can make better decisions. Better? What does that mean? Well, if given A or B, this time we choose A. If it didn't work out, next time we can choose B. Hindsight's 20/20. You did the best you could in the moment. Even saying everything right implies that you could do otherwise. It's not possible. You've done perfectly. No matter how hard you try, it will never work out. What does work out mean? I will never have the money. I will never have the relationship. I will never have the partner. I will never have the this. I will never have the that. It's all God. It's all perfect. But when you say, I will never have, what you're doing is dropping your energetic state through the floor. And then you're getting shit. Sorry. You're getting crap. Not because you're a bad person, but because you're giving away all your power. And as I said, the work is not the work. The work is the 24/7 working on our energetic state. If we're in an abusive relationship, Average Jane, you get the hell out. And you get the hell out now. But barring that, we work on our energetic state. I love you, Average Jane. I feel like being strong because what I'm hearing is to be strong with you. And I think you know what I'm saying. I think you know it on a deep core level, but you haven't given yourself permission to love yourself up no matter what, and to understand that this is an energetic game. Now, there is divine timing. There is a concept that I probably am butchering how it's said. It's a Sanskrit term, which is prarabdha karma. And I first learned that from a guest years ago, Sister Jenna. Beautiful, beautiful soul. Prarabdha karma means that if it's meant to be, we can help bring it about. Well, it's going to happen anyway. But if it's not meant to be, it's not going to happen no matter what we do. So if we go, I want $1 million, I want $1 million, I want $1 million, and we do all the external work, we do all the internal work, we work our tail off and we can't get $1 million. Something else was probably meant for you, something even better, or the path to $1 million was exactly what you were supposed to gain this lifetime. If we understand that we are here for an infinitude of lifetimes, quite a few lifetimes, then we understand that we're here to learn and to grow. Not to be perfectly comfortable necessarily, not to be sitting back with a Mai Tai on the beach. These are all limiting beliefs. Maybe that is what you're here for. But we're here to learn and grow and expand, which means that God means that there is no yanking of the carrot. The way is the way. Or as they say, what's in the way is the way. What's in the way is the way. And it is all perfect just as it is. No carrot yanking. Now, lastly, I'm going to use a relationship as an example. If you try to do everything right and the relationship's almost blowing up, and you try to do everything right and the relationship's almost blowing up, and you try to do everything right and the relationship's almost blowing up, get the hell out of there. It's not about you. You get to go do work on your own, but not to do that dance. Watched a beautiful movie yesterday with Sandra Bullock, 28 Days. She's in rehab for being an alcoholic, being an addict. Did an amazing job in that movie. And at the end of the movie, people are leaving the recovery center. And they ask, when can we have a romantic relationship? And the doctor on staff says, what I'd like you to do first, wait about a month and then get yourself a ficus. And if you can go a year without killing the ficus, then get yourself a pet. And if you can go another year or two without killing the ficus or the pet, then you're ready for a relationship. I think there is some truth to this. We work on all of the energy here, on loving ourselves up, on taking the most amazing angel hugs care of ourselves we can. And then we can do the dance with others without feeling like I'm doing everything right and it's still not working out. Now, I realize it may not have been about a relationship. It may have been about money or something else. But we can get you that carrot if that carrot is meant to be. But first, Average Jane, it's all about your internal carrot. Love you so much. You've got this. You've got this. Jessica F. I'm late to the game. How do we merge with become others? I can rewatch this. Other methods do surrogation. I can't say that I have a specific methodology. I have been practicing this back since the mid to late 80s. Brian, I'm not going to come up with it. I can remember my first sports psychology book. I believe he's actually in the movie The Secret, talking about how working with NASA astronauts. I know Q has brought it up. He's a regular here as well recently. But it's a technique that I've learned all the way back about visualization and imagery, of imagining through or imaging through someone else's eyes. You want to be an astronaut, pick your favorite astronaut, Edgar Mitchell, whoever it may be, and literally imagine that you are looking through their eyes at the world around them. Pick whomever it is and put yourself in that state. Is there more to it? Certainly. You can do NLP where you can tap, you can clap, you can touch your body in a certain way, you can anchor in the energetic state. But the most basic technique of all is literally just get yourself inside of them and look out through their eyes. How many kids have played pickup ball, have played kickball, have played anything, acted, done anything, where they imagined, I imagine I'm Julia Roberts, I imagine I'm Michael Jordan, I imagine I'm Babe Ruth, and they pick up the bat, they pick up the microphone, they pick up the camera, and now they're looking at the world through their eyes, and they become them. I like to think of it as what is the mask or costume that you wish to put on. You put on a different mask. Check out our Don Miguel Ruiz interview where he's talking about the actor, how we are all actors in the game of life, and what mask are we choosing to wear. You can wear a mask of victimhood. You can wear a mask of Julia Roberts, anybody you want. Whose mask do you want to look from behind? I do challenge you to pick the highest level mask you can, because we all like to play it small. We don't recognize our divinity. We don't recognize our greatness. So if you want to be a speaker or a writer, maybe you go to a Tony Robbins, or maybe you go to a Mark Victor Hansen, or you go to a Crystal Dwyer Hansen. They're going to be on our show this coming Thursday. Most amazing interview. He wrote Chicken Soup of the Soul, sold over 500 million copies. Look at the world through his eyes, or look at the world from a Dr. Wayne Dyer's eyes, or look at the world from a Pan Kraut's eyes. No one technique to do it. Just do it in your own way. That will get you started. Then you can research some of the exact techniques. But since this is alchemy, it's all about the energy behind it. Take one or two more questions, and then we are going to call it good for the night. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. This has been a really special one. And while I'm, in a sense, holding energetic space for you, you're holding energetic space for me, so I can't thank you enough. So we're going to do one or two more questions, and then we're going to do a very brief meditation, really to help heal the world at this time and to get us through this time period, which will also help heal you. Alpha Draconian. My husband thinks he might have cancer. How do I have him change himself to be more positive and know he can control his own mind and body and change it to a positive so he doesn't have whatever he may have? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to go to Deepak Chopra on this one. And early on when I was learning about energy, he was one of my favorite authors to read about. And he certainly talked about the nocebo effect, which is that certainly if you think you're sick, you can create illness. And he talked about the placebo effect, which is if you imagine that you're giving yourself like a sugar pill to make you healthy, you take a sugar pill and you'll be healthy. He also talked about how a roller coaster ride had more positive drugs in it than any expensive chemo or whatever on the planet. One roller coaster ride. But what he said was, it may not appear on the surface to be the most holistic advice out there. On the other hand, I had a dog, Pumpkin, who was diagnosed with cancer, half coyote or more, maybe 2/3 coyote. She was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 7. She lived to a little over 17 years of age. Pretty darn cool. And she had a high quality life until her very last days. And she passed naturally. On her last day, she was playing with grasshoppers or crickets and sharing with me just the joy of life. What Deepak said was, if you have a tumor, get it out and then play the energy game. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. Please do not take anything I say as medical advice. But what I'm saying is I view these things as a two-step dance. Certainly, let's change our energetic state. Certainly, let's look at what are the wounds or the energetic patterns that created this. For cancer is a symptom, not a disease. It is a symptom, not a disease. However, if that symptom is cutting off blood flow and may kill you, let's get rid of the symptom first. And then let's go after the dis-ease that is creating this. And certainly by guilting them or shaming them or being afraid and saying, you've got to work on your energetic state, that is going to lock somebody down into a state of, or get them fighting. But instead of fighting for their health, they're now fighting you. And the most important thing that you have, Alpha Draconian, is your relationship. Protect the relationship at more than anything else. Buy him books if he's interested in them. Have him listen to this if he's interested in it. Certainly, get a copy of the Automatic Writing Experience for yourself. Get one for another family member and get one for him. Talk about love boomeranging back and read it together. But you can't force him on this. There's the expression. It goes back way before The Secret. It may have been from Bob Proctor. It may have been from somebody else. What you resist persists. Might have even been Mike Dooley, another one we've had on the show. All of these greats we've had on the show. We've been very, very fortunate here. You can find them all by doing a search here on YouTube, and you can go get all of their books because they're awesome. And he certainly has his Tut School, Mike Dooley, and he's certainly a Thoughts Become Things. He may have been the first person on The Secret to say that thoughts become things, Mike Dooley. But what you resist persists. What you resist persists. So if you are fighting against your husband, my God, you need to get your energetic state up. He's going into complete and total lockdown. At best, you have just gifted him with your fear. Instead, you get to love him up like there's no tomorrow. Instead, you get to work on your energetic state and bring yours up to the max. Why? Because I think it might have been Roosevelt who said it. A rising tide lifts all ships. I'm going to look that up. Was it Roosevelt? Was it Kennedy? A rising tide lifts all ships. The more you get your energy up, the more you will help him. Now you can learn Reiki. You can learn other techniques for energetic healing. See what he is open to. But realize, I can't believe I'm going to say this because it's a limiting belief and I'm choosing this belief, but I would be so heartbroken if Pookie checked out early. But it is her unique path. It is your husband's unique path. All you can do, and for that matter, for all of us who have parents that we wish would behave in certain ways, or kids we wish would behave in certain ways, it is all their unique path as well. All we can do is love them up with everything that we've got. And that, at the end of the day, is enough. If he checks out, quote, early, if he transitions early, it was not early. It was his chosen time. He has what he has agreed upon on the other side and what he chooses to do here. And there is really very little that you can do to influence that. But what you can do is influence the quality while he is here. And if you are both happier together and enjoying your time together, that actually is much more powerful than the placebo effect. So as Q was mentioning earlier, love him up with everything that you've got and it will come back tenfold. All right, last couple things, and then let's dive into a meditation here. And thank you so much for joining me. First off, get the automatic writing experience. In fact, get 2 extra copies. Get 3 copies of the automatic writing experience. Get a copy for yourself so you can learn how to channel the guides of awe and learn how to tap into your inner wisdom, guides, angels, God, source, universe, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Jehovah, whomever, whatever you call it. Learn how to turn your journaling into channeling. Then get a copy for a family member and get a copy for someone in need. Because when we tap into the guides of awe, when we tap into source, we change ourselves and we change the lives of everyone around us. So that's number 1. You can also, if you want the whole program, go to automaticwriting.com. Secondly, if you can, come join us for our Alchemy Masterclass starting Tuesday. High-level class, very high-level class. We are going to play with energy at a really high level. You are going to learn how to shift your internal state. You are going to learn how to attract goodness into your life. You are going to come up with a plan that you can follow, that energetically you will be pulled toward or will be pulling you forward toward it. And over 12 weeks, you will change your energetic state and truly transform your life, which is why it's called Launching the New You. Tuesday night, starting at 8:30 Eastern time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Jessica will put down the link for that for you here as well. With that said, and I can't wait to see you Tuesday night. It is going to be transformative. All right. With that said, I have a raspy voice. They could say, give away love until it hurts and then it won't hurt anymore. However, the limiting belief is that my voice can't necessarily go on forever. So what I'm going to do is, actually, I'm going to take a quick sip of water here. And I'm saying, I bless my water, I bless my water, I bless my water. And then we are going to do a short guided meditation. Ooh. You know, I was feeling it was going to be a guided meditation on people struggling with the state of affairs in this country, but that's not it. What I want to do is Lynn McTaggart, she'll be on the show again in a few weeks. She has the amazing book, Power of Eight, can't recommend it enough, about the power of group meditation. She talks about how if you pray for the healing of somebody else, it helps everyone in the group. If you don't have a home, or if you are in danger of losing a home, that is an incredible wound on your heart. I've been there. I almost lost a home I owned. I've been there. I had the eviction notice there. I had the eviction notice on a second home. Thankfully, it was my mentor, Jack Burden, who's also my best man at 89 years young, who I now write to. He's transitioned over, but through automatic writing, you can actually communicate with loved ones on the other side. And so I talk with him on a regular basis. He's actually like the reason the automatic writing experience, the book is getting out, is because of Jack Burden. But he actually saved my butt. He would use those words exactly when I had that pink notice, that eviction notice on my door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sip of water. And then what I want us to do is I want us to all focus on those who have lost their homes or are in danger of losing their homes. And I want to see what we can do to help them here this evening. Which, because love boomerangs back, will help you tenfold as well. All right. I want you to get nice and comfortable. You can close your eyes if you'd like. You can feel yourself either laying down on the ground and feel your shoulders against the couch or the carpet or the floor or the mat. Or as I'm doing, wiggling my behind here right on the chair and feeling myself connected to the chair, my feet connected to the earth. I want you to breathe in nice and slowly through the nose, down to the belly, out through the nose. In through the nose, down to the belly, and out. In and out. As you continue to breathe in and out, I want you to take a look at the sun in your mind's eye. I want you to breathe in all of that warm sunlight. And with each and every breath, you feel that sun beaming brighter and brighter and brighter still. Breathe in the sunlight and out. In the sunlight and out. In and out. Now, as you continue to breathe in and out, I want you to imagine that you have a golden rope. Call it a lasso. I want you to take that lasso. I want you to imagine that you're in a cowboy rodeo. You swing that rope around and around and around again with this magic rope until you throw it out there and you have roped or lassoed the sun. Wow. As you continue to breathe in and out, Rodeo terms, they call it to dally. You tie off that rope like on your saddle horn. That sun's not going anywhere. And with each breath, I want you to pull in the sun closer to you. I'm going to do a count of 10 here. 10, you tug and you pull that sun a little bit closer to you. 9, pull it a little closer still. 8, you can feel that sun growing so incredibly bright. 7, it's surprisingly not burning you, but energizing you as it continues to grow closer and closer. 6, it's so incredibly bright, the entire room before you is now glowing. 5, you can now feel your entire city block illuminated. 4, now your entire town or city is beaming bright as you are pulling the sun closer to yourself, closer to your heart. 3, everywhere around you is completely illuminated by the heart, but you feel something strange, this magical connection. The heart or your sun is now connecting to your heart. Your heart is connecting to the sun. 2, you can feel your sun starting to go into your heart. 1, the sun is morphing, transforming, and is filling up your heart. And 0, the sun, this amazing glowing globe of light, is now inside of you and exuding light out of every single one of your pores. You are the sun is you, and the heart that is inside of you is your sun. With each in-breath, you go bright. And with each exhalation, you send out love and light. You breathe in and grow brighter. You breathe out, exhaling love and light. In light, out love. Now, if you remember, as you continue to breathe in light and send out love, tonight as a group, we are harnessing the power of love. We are harnessing the power of the sun. We are harnessing this amazing healing energy and focusing it to everyone on the planet without a home, to everyone on the planet in danger of losing their home. And we breathe in light and send out love. And breathe in light and send out love. Breathe in light, out love. We're going to take just a minute together. I'm going to go almost quiet, and I want you to continue filling your heart, filling your body with all the light in the world, and sending out all of it that you can to those in need, those without homes, those in danger of losing their homes. You breathe in that light. You send out all that focused love in the world to them. In light, out love. In light, out love. In light, out love. In and out. In and out. In and out. With each in-breath, the light inside of you grows brighter and brighter still. With each time you send out love, you feel stronger and healthier and happier and more powerful. In, so much amazing light. It's exuding out of all your pores. Out, love, love, love. You are a being of light and love. You come from light and love. You couldn't be anything other than light and love. And in, so much incredible radiant light. And out, so much powerful love, healing all of those in need, helping people find homes, helping those keep people from losing their homes, and in light, 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 and out so, so, so much love, and in light, 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 and out so, so, so much love. And one more time, in all the light in the world, you are the sun, and out all the love you can to those in need. And as you continue to breathe in light and send out love, I want you to know you can come here anytime you want. Just replay this, and in a matter of just a minute or two, you will feel and embody the full power of the sun. Now, at the count of 10, I'm going to bring you back from here, but you can go back into this light, go back into the sun. You can be the sun now anytime you wish, and you can send it out to anyone you choose in need, knowing love is the ultimate renewable resource. The more of it you give away, the better you will feel. 1, you start to very, very slowly come back into your body. 2, even though you are glowing, exuding light, and you will continue to glow and exude light, you can feel your fingers. You can start to feel your toes. 3, you start to feel your body a little bit more, a little more still. 4, you're still breathing in all the love and light in the world, but now instead of just being that love and light, you feel this tingling, this buzzing about you as you start to reconnect with your body. 5, you start to feel the ground or the chair or your back against a cushion. 6, a little bit more in your body now. 7, more in your body, but you're still feeling that sun in your heart. 8, you tap your feet on the ground. You feel whatever's beneath your fingers. 9, you're almost completely back. And 10, you're here now, back in your room. You can wiggle your fingers, your hands. You can move in all directions. You can open your eyes. You can look all around. But here's the thing. The sun is still inside of you. And truth be told, you are the sun. And the sun is you. And this energy is, was, and always will be inside of you. Is, was, and always will be inside of you. You are a healer. You are an angel. You are love, and you are greatness. Or truth be told, you are God, and God is you. What does that mean? It means when you light up in the inside and you shine that light inside of you, which is alchemy, all what we've been talking about tonight, and you share that light and love with the world, you become an unstoppable force of goodness on this planet and beyond. So for instance, if you're reading any of those questions tonight that we heard, and you can relate to it, and you wonder how you change your energetic state, you just did it. You just did it. And you can do this anytime you choose. Feel your hand on your heart. Feel the warmth, feel the glow. I like to tap my hand on my heart. I love myself. I love myself. I love to say that. Tapping my hand on my heart, feeling the sun inside of me. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And then send that love out to the world. All right. I get to go for this evening. I got to go rescue the Roo, for that matter, who's going, Daddy, I've had a good enough nap now. Can I come in and play? I love you guys so, 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 so much. Have the most beautiful evening ahead. Have the most beautiful week ahead. I will see you here either Tuesday for our masterclass, and I hope so much you come join us. I will see you next weekend for our next YouTube event. Tuesday night, come join me in the chat room for Paul Selig. That will be really, really cool. Is it the end of the world as we know it? Thursday, we will be with Mark Victor Hansen and his amazing wife, Crystal Dwyer Hansen of Chicken Soup of the Soul. They will be here on Thursday night, same time, same channel. And get awe and get one for a family member and get one for someone in need. When you connect with your guides, it will change your life and it will change the lives of those around you. All right. Love you guys so, so much. Pookie, thank you for running everything, aka Jessica, but I do call her Pookie or the Pook Star. Love you guys so, so much. Keep on shining bright. Oh, big thumbs up if you like this and share this. This video helps others. So share it with the world if you can. Subscribe and hit the bell icon as well. We'll notify you when's our next show. All right. Love you guys so, so much. Shine bright. Woohoo. Night, everyone.